Hello there, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Chinaza and I'm so happy to have you here. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming here once again. And if you're seeing me for the first time, thank you so much for coming. So in my previous video, I talked about the qualifications and the criteria that is needed for teachers who are outside of the UK that would want to come into the UK to teach, to become qualified teachers, okay? But in today's video, I just want to answer some questions that I was asked, and some questions that I also thought about that I feel that people might want to know or get more clarifications on. Okay? So without wasting much of your time, let's just go straight into it. So the first question is, what are the countries that the UK has listed out that are qualified to apply to become teachers, come February 1st, 2023? Okay? So now, if you're a member of any of those countries, right, it means that you're eligible to apply to become a qualified teacher in the UK from the 1st of February 2023. Okay? And these are the countries: Ghana, Hong Kong, India, Jamaica, Nigeria, Singapore, South Africa, and Ukraine. Okay? So if you're a member of any of those countries, it means that from the 1st of February 2023, you can apply to become a qualified teacher. You can apply for your QTS, okay, through the TRA to become a qualified teacher in the UK. Now, the second question is TRCN a must? That is, must I have a TRCN? TRCN means Teaching Regulation Council of Nigeria, if you're a Nigerian, okay? So this opportunities is open for people who belong to a professional body in their home country. Okay, for Nigerians, it is called TRCN. So if you're not a Nigerian, let's say you're from any of the countries that I've listed previously, all you have to do is to be a member of, the teaching professional body of your country. Register, be a member of them, because you need that license for you to be able to apply in the first place. Okay, but for Nigerians, it's called TRCN. So if you haven't joined TRCN as a teacher, if you've been practicing and you haven't yet joined the TRCN, then by all means, this is the right time for you to become a member. Write their exams if there are exams for you to write. Do some trainings or some certifications. Just get it right, get your license, get it ready. For your application. Okay, so it's important. It's very, very important. You must belong to a professional teaching body in your home country. That is what makes you eligible. That is one of the criteria for you to apply for this opportunity. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So the next question is IELTS exam a must? Like, is it a must that I'll write IELTS examinations? You're coming to teach, in an English speaking country, right? You have to know English very well. Like, you have to know it to a very large extent. You have to be able to communicate very well in English, speak well, write well, listen and stuff like that. So that's why IELTS is very important for you to write. Okay? But then if you go to their website, they're asking for like a bound score of 5.5 for the IELTS examination. My own opinion, it wouldn't be very hectic for you to get a 5.5 band in your in your IELTS examination. So if you can afford it, I learned, or I believe it's going to be very expensive now, because as of last 2 years, it was really close to 100,000 naira for Nigeria. So I don't know how much it is now. But if you cannot afford to write your IELTS now, for any reason whatsoever, like if it's something you cannot do at the moment, or you're still interested in this opportunity, then there is another option for you. Okay? And that option is that you can go to your school, okay? The school that you had your undergraduate results from, your undergraduate studies from, your university. You go to the school, and the school is going to write a letter to show that you are taught in English. Okay, so you get a letter from your university, you get a letter from your school that you had your undergraduate studies, and that letter will prove that you are taught in English. Now, with this letter, you can present it to the UKNIC that will verify your document if you're eligible to apply to become a qualified teacher in the UK, to get your QTS through the TRA. So it's either you write your IELTS and get a band score of 5.5, which is gonna be which is going to be valid for like 2 years, or you go to your school, get a letter from them to prove your proficiency in English. Okay? This is what I mean. This is where it's written. I hope you can see that now. Okay? So if you can get a letter from your school to show that you are taught in English, that will be fine. No. The next question is, how many years of experience do I need to have for me to be able to apply for this qualifications in the UK, to become a qualified teacher? Should I have like 5 years experience or 10 years experience or 20 years experience? I mean, if you have all those years of experience, it's a wealth of experience. It's lovely, it's beautiful, okay? But if you do not have up to 5 years of experience, teaching as a teacher in your home country, it's fine. The minimum is a year. That's the minimum. So you can have 1 year experience, you can have 2 year experience, you can have 3 year experience. I'm sorry, you can have 3 year experience and above, okay? But I think the minimum experience that you need to have for you to be able to apply, to get your QTS is 1 year experience, 1 to 2 years or 3 years experience. Okay? All right. So the next question is, how much can I pay for my application, through the TRA to get my QTS? Like, how much does it cost and stuff like that? Now, if you're applying from those countries that I've mentioned earlier, then the application is free, like free, 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 and it's a beautiful thing. Okay, so it's that one too is also it's a relief. Don't bother about. Then the next question is, must I have a BSc in education for me to apply? Okay, fine. In as much as having a BSc in education gives you an edge over someone who does not have that. It still doesn't mean that if you don't have your BSc in education that you're not qualified or you're automatically out of it. So you can have your postgraduate studies in education, your master's in education, your PhD in education, any other postgraduate studies, you should have it. You should have that in education. Okay. But if you don't have a BSc in education, it doesn't mean that you're not qualified. But you should have your BSc at least. You should have a BSc at least. Okay. Very, very important. I hope you understand. So the next question is, do I need a senior school certificate result? And the answer is yes. Need your senior school certificate result for this role or for this opportunity. Okay, so you should also keep that in place. You should also have that, as well. So the next question is, do I need a police clearance from my home country for this opportunity? And the answer is yes. You need a police clearance. You need to have a clean record. So you need a police clearance from your home country. You have to get that in place. You have to get that and get that ready from your home country. Get your police clearance because the UK government they want to see it. You also need to have it for your application when you're applying for your visa and stuff like that. So yes, make sure you. The next question is, can I get a job if I don't have my QTS? Yes, you can get a job if you don't have your QTS. However, there are limits to the kind of schools that you can teach. Okay, so when you have your QTS, you can teach in this kind of schools. But if you don't have your QTS, you can teach in this kind of school. So it still means that you can still get a teaching job even though you haven't gotten your QTS yet. But that would only be valid for like 4 years. So what I'm trying to say is that after 4 years, if you are yet to get your QTS, then you're no longer legally allowed to practice as a teacher. But then in 4 years' time, you should be able to get your QTS, assuming you got a job without your QTS in the first place here in the UK. Okay? But if you ask me again, I will tell you that it's going to be very beneficial for you to make sure you get your QTS through the TRA. Get all your criteria ready, get all your criteria that are needed for you to apply, get it set and get it ready. Okay, so that you can just get your QTS already. Okay, because I mean, there's going to be a lot of competitions. A lot of people who want to come over and work. A lot of people with a lot of experiences, with wealth of experiences, with years of experiences, and a lot of profession and a lot of qualifications to their names. Okay, so you wouldn't want to be in a situation where you don't even have a lot. So it's better you have excess than you have. It's better you have a lot than you don't have a lot. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Okay. So yes, QTS is very important. It gives you an edge over someone who does not have. All right, so that is all for today's video. Okay, I hope you liked it or I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, kindly like the video, comment down in the comment sections. If you have any questions for me, you can ask me down in the comment section below. Um, you can also share, so that a lot of other people can also see the video. Then yes, I'm gonna post more videos regarding these issues, moving forward. But then until my next video, be happy, be safe, and be good. Bye.